Greetings and salutations. Tammy here to go over media and government. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees free press. The whole point of our founding fathers, including free press in the First Amendment, is so that we can be informed about government so we know how to cast our vote during election season. True story. People are supposed to be informed voters, and that's where free press comes in. Quick history of the news. The invention of the printing press allowed mass production, and news was disseminated via newspapers. Then with the invention of the radio, there were radio broadcasts where we would learn what was happening in the United States and around the world. Came in real handy during the attack on Pearl Harbor. And then the invention of the television. We were able to watch the news on TV. Little fun fact, I've been watching Succession, and that's been a real eye-opener for me anyways. People often will watch their news, especially in the evening, and now we have access to the news at our fingertips. We can look to social media. You can download an app for Fox, CNN, MSNBC, NPR, Washington Post, New York Times, whatever happens to be your jam. The functions of the media. The purpose of the media is to inform. Government leaders can communicate to the public, or journalists can investigate or interview the people in government. The whole idea is so that we can be informed. Being informed is very good. I know ignorance is bliss, but staying in the loop is a good thing, especially if you're going to vote. It's very important. The media also monitors. Journalists and interest groups can report wrongdoing by government officials. In fact, the media serves as a watchdog, whistleblower, if you prefer that. Another function of the media is to editorialize, which means providing opinions, often to persuade folks towards a particular viewpoint. Which brings me to criticisms. The media is not perfect. There's always room for improvement. Criticisms of the media. Bias is everywhere. News sources often only present one point of view. This is bias. Which media source do you think is not biased? 100 people could probably prove you wrong. Propaganda is spreading information to help or injure. And now we have fake news. This is information that is false or misleading. The big takeaway: news shapes public opinion. Candidates or incumbents will use the news to communicate with the people, which is probably a good thing because I'm almost 60 years old and I've never had a politician invite me over for dinner. Ha! Also, we are supposed to be using the news to form opinions. This is a very controversial topic and I try to behave, but I am going to say this. People should review multiple sources of news venues to make an opinion. Following just one news source will never give you the full picture, and it is tedious. It is a lot of work, but if you can pay attention to the news venues that tell you what you want to hear, that's great, but also pay attention to the news venues you don't want to hear and just listen and maybe see if you can find a middle ground somewhere between all of the different points of views. People are human, we are human, and humans are subjective. So again, another big takeaway is the news is not purely objective because humans are subjective. So there are ways to eliminate the bias, and the best way to do that is to follow multiple venues. Okay, that's my piece. That's all, folks. Toodles.